What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Caden Cross here, and today I will be talking about my perfume collection. So this is the collection I have accumulated over the years. Some of it is designers, some of it is niche. So here we go. I will take you through my collection, why I enjoy it, and the scents and the notes I get. I'm not gonna get into the technical sense as per the fragrance houses or the designer houses. I'm just gonna say what is it that I smell in it and why I like that scent. And while I do that, I'll be having my hot Aztec chocolate here. Alright, so let's get started. First, I have Chopard Malaki. So this is a, Chopard Oud Malaki. So this is intended to be an oud scent. It's a synthetic oud, and this is just beautiful. So you get the oud, you get musky touches and tobacco in there for that bite. Very masculine. I will say this can go also feminine just because of the oud in here is a bit sweet, so it can definitely go that way too. I like wearing this when I go to work or cold evenings. It's very strong. You don't need a lot of sprays from it, even though it's a designer, and it's one of those fragrances you want to put on when you want to feel powerful or you want to make a statement before you walk into a room, just your scent precedes you. So it's one of those scents that's a bit more on the formal side, power side, and can be overwhelming, but gorgeously done. And I've had this bottle for years now, and over 9 years I've had it, and it has not changed at all formulation wise, and I'm almost halfway through it, so this is a fantastic fragrance. Talking about ouds also, next I have Velvet Rose and Oud by Joe Malone, and I got this. I believe this is 50 mils, and I got this about 2-3 years back because I wanted some oud mixed with rose. I never had that note, and Joe Malone was a fragrance house that I grew up seeing, but always seemed very expensive and I couldn't afford it. So as soon as I found out that it's available by the retailers where I live, I just went ahead and bought one. And I was very particular about the notes. They have an amazing collection, but I like oud, I like roses, so I went for this, and this was a blind buy. I had no idea what I was buying, so this is just gorgeous. I will say this is overwhelmingly rosy, and this does use Damascus rose. It's very rare to get that now, especially after the events that took place in Syria. But this, when I bought this, this was the iteration where they used Damascus rose from Syria. Now for the new iterations they include, they call it Damascus rose, but it's rose grown in Turkey. This is just fantastic. The rose definitely overpowers the oud, so it's more rose leaning, and it's also more of a feminine rose. I would say this is more feminine leaning than masculine, but depending on your body chemistry, that can change. When I put this on, my body amplifies the rose, so it still comes off as feminine. I don't mind it. I love this scent. I say this is more suitable again for cold nights and if you're going out on a date. It's a gorgeous scent. In my opinion, I think it's more suited for the ladies than the guys, but fantastic scent. So this is Velvet Rose and Oud by Joe Malone. Next, I have Silver Shadow by Davidoff Pure Blend Eau de Toilette. Now, I'm not even sure this is still in production. I bought this almost 12, 13 years back. And man, it's just... This is the second bottle, by the way, I've ever owned. So I used to have one, so this is fairly still full. And this is just class in a bottle. It's such a nice cologne or slash toilette, eau de toilette, to put on a suit, to go to work with. There's tobacco notes, musk notes, but it's very refined, very elegant without screaming and being in your face. It's just gorgeous. It's very classy, like I said. I love putting this when I go to work. It's just such an amazing business-oriented cologne without being this typical green or harsh colognes that you put there in your face. It's one of those things that when you put it on, people ask you what you have on. They want to get closer to you, but also you're communicating that you're a person of value or high status, or you're an important person within that organization. That's what this scent conveys to me. And yeah, there's definitely a good amount of tobacco in there, but very subtle, more on the musky side. Gorgeous scent. Love it. I'd recommend this more for work or work events in the evening. So if you're going to an after work drinks or a Christmas party, this would be great to put on. Next, I have Yves Saint Laurent Le Nuit de l'Homme, and this was a blind purchase that I bought just because of all the videos I saw online, mainly here on YouTube, talking about how great of a fragrance it is for date night. And this is fantastic. This is a beautiful, beautiful scent. I would agree it's more of a night scent, and it is more, again, you can wear it for dates for sure, but any night event will do. I'd say more dressed up, or if you want to really kind of wear it casually, kind of mix it with a leather jacket and some sort of boots, leather boots, antique-ish boots, rustic looking boots, because this is amazing. It has this it has this fresh scent to it, but it's also a bit green. It's just very refined, very elegant, very flirty. Definitely recommend this. It's worth the money. I have also smelt the morning version. I like this more than the Nuit, and I'm not quite sure if this is a parfum or a toilette, but so this is Eau de Toilette. They have the parfum version, which I haven't smelt, but you can't go wrong with this. If you are on a budget or you're entering into perfumes and you want a cologne that you can wear to go out on dates or evenings, this is fantastic. Won't break the bank. I wouldn't say for clubbing because it's just not that strong. It will get overwhelmed by other scents in there. So this is definitely highly recommended. Also, gorgeous scent if you want to go out on dates or evenings out. Next, I have Tom Ford Ombre Leather, and This again is a 50 mil. And this is just classy. This is what it reminds me of the smell of Napa leather in high-end S-Class Mercedes or 7 Series BMWs, but done elegantly. I've never used to be a fan of leather, and this is the only sort of close to pure leather scent, and man, it's leather mixed with tobacco. I think there's a bit of vanilla in there also. And just, you put this on with a leather jacket and you strut your stuff. It's good for mornings, it's good for evenings. It says you're mature, sophisticated, edgy. It's fantastic scent, and it's when I first got it, I used to think it's really strong, but then I've gotten other perfumes that are way stronger than this. But 2 sprays of this and you're good for the day. And depending on your body chemistry, it'll either enhance it or it will absorb it. So I find with my body chemistry, it significantly enhances this, and it's a gorgeous scent. I love it. I wear it casually with leather jackets evenings, and in the mornings you can pull it off with formals, but it's not really a formal scent. Like, it's not a suit or a 3-piece scent. It's more of like, you want to be a bad boy, you want to be edgy, but also attractive. This is the scent to go for. This is amazing. So next I have Dior Homme Intense. So not just the Pour Homme, but this is the Intense version. And I bought this years ago. Again, it's must have been 13, 14 years, and I'm about 1/4 of the way used it. This is just gorgeous. So this was my favorite signature scent, and yeah, it puts a smile on my face. This is very iris based, but without the powdery after effect like the old man sort of colognes or eau de toilettes. It's just an iris, and it stops without turning into powder. It's musky, it's got vanilla but toned down. It's sweet, it's warm. A few years ago, when I used to go out on a lot of dates, this is what I used to wear. I used to wear it liberally, and then if, let's say, at the end of the date I'd hug a girl and we went to a second date, the first thing all the girls ever commented is that they smelt like me for days. And that's what it is, Dior Homme Intense. This is fantastic. I've gotten compliments on it. I've never had anyone say anything bad about it. Even when you spray a lot, it's not overwhelming. Somehow it just manages to be balanced. It is a perfect, gorgeous, ambery, iris-based perfume. Or in this case, I think this is Eau de Toilette. Oh no, it is Eau de Parfum. Okay, so it is fairly concentrated, but not overwhelming at all. It's stunning, stunning. I love this. It's just, smelling it makes me happy. It's just gorgeous, and this is one of those you can wear to a club and it will hold its ground. You'll be communicating with girls or guys, if you're into that, from a distance. Just your scent wafting across to them, or as you pass by a group of people, they will smell you. This cannot be missed. Not a lot of people know about it, surprisingly. It's mainly a European market, I think Middle Eastern market too. It's not very well marketed in North America. I'm not really sure why. The Pour Homme version, so the regular version of this is, but not the Intense version. And I think it's just that these other markets have more appreciation for stronger perfumes and extracts and concentrations. It just comes also in a very gorgeous and classy bottle. I just love the bottle for it. This is beautiful. All right, So what I'm about to show you is my most expensive perfumes, and there are about 5 of them that I'm gonna go through from the least expensive to the most expensive. And yeah, they're in the range of 250 all the way up to about $1,000. Well, actually, $2,000. So they're very expensive. Some of them were blind buys. Actually, now that I think about it, 4 of them were blind buys out of the 5, and I'm only unsatisfied with 1 of them, and I'll tell you which one shortly. So I'm gonna start off with the cheapest in that list, and that's Frederic Malle French Lover. And I believe this came out either early to mid 2000s, and it's a patchouli vetiver based scent. It's very green, very manly sort of scent. This is why they went for French Lover. It's supposed to be a very sexual, attractive sort of animalistic, manly scent. That's what you're supposed to convey to the other sex by wearing this. And I do like it. I think there's vetiver, patchouli, there's pimento in here, I believe. But I'm not really a green scents kind of a guy. I like more musky, warm, woody scents. This is fresh, masculine, but I find compared to other scents I have, it's not that strong, even though it's an eau de parfum. And I like it. You can wear it any time of the day. It's your typical male scent that you can find even in barber shops. But yeah, I mean, I like it, but at the time I bought it, I'll be honest, I just was walking randomly at a department store and I wanted to buy a new perfume, something different, and the lady recommended this, and I had read good reviews about it. Like I said, I mean, there's nothing overly special about it. It's nice, but it's an all-day wear, all occasion wear. Won't be offensive, but there's nothing really stand up about it. I do find that the ladies love this, mainly I would say because of the patchouli in it and the vetiver. For whatever reason, I find that for a lot of girls, if you wish, and this is anecdotal, so there's no evidence, so don't come at me on that, but anecdotally speaking, girls or women interpret green scents as masculine, or making a man seem more masculine. So if that's what you're going after, this is it. But for myself, once I'm done with this 100ml, I wouldn't buy it again. It's just, there isn't really anything that's special about it, and I like my scents to be special and more on the musky side. So French Lover, Frederic Malle. Goodbye if you're into green scents. Next, and talking about musk, Frederic Malle Musk Ravager. And for this one, this is lovely. It's just gorgeous. It's musky, it's warm, it's lavender, it's mandarin, it's ambery. This is just the old barber scents and sort of the talcum powder barbers use, but very refined and very sophisticated, very musky, gorgeous scent. I love this. It's just a mix of lavender and mandarin. It's done perfectly here. It's masculine. Ladies can wear it too, but I would say this is more masculine leaning, and it's just fantastic. My only regret is buying only this 50ml and not buying 100ml, because this is gorgeous. This is just very refined, gentleman perfume, I would say. So if that's the image you want to convey, and you can wear it all season. I do find that colder, wintry weathers are a bit better suited for this, just because of the musky, ambery, warm feel of it, but you can wear it anytime. It's not overly whelming, and like I said, it's more of a gentleman scent. If that's the impression you want to convey, by all means go for this. Alright, and next, from the house of Mansera Paris, Hindu Kush. And this was a blind buy, and I bought it after watching Smelling Great Fragrances. He raved about how sexy it is, the sillage of it, or sillage, I might be pronouncing that wrong. So I went for it. It was a blind buy, and it took some time to ship over from France, I'd imagine, or actually, I think this might have come from New York. I went for the smaller bottle because I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and man, no regrets. It's really hard to describe this. It's very interestingly sexy without being overly sexy, and it's just fresh. And there is supposedly cannabis in this and white musk. Spices, I don't really get a lot of spices. It's there, but it's not as intense as it's described as a spice bomb. But definitely the musk. I don't get the cannabis. I get some florals in there with the musk, but overall fantastic. You can wear this anywhere. It's definitely more of a summer scent, I would say, or even a fall rather than a winter. I don't find it to be that strong of a scent. Like, I need quite a few sprays of it because just my skin eats it up. But this is just gorgeous. And I would say this would go well unisex. Men or women putting this on. This is just, yeah. I mean, for me, my gauge is how much of a smile the scent puts on my face is how I gauge how much I enjoy these. But Hindu Kush by Mansera, highly recommend. Beautiful. Can't say enough about it. All right, and my two most expensive scents, last to least but not least, is The Moon by Frederick. This 100 ml, luckily I was able to buy this on discount, so I saved a couple of $100, but it's still expensive, but so worth the money. This is just, wow. This is just sexy. This is delicious. This is joy in a bottle. This is what heaven smells like. It is fantastic. Lychee, raspberry, saffron, oud, and I believe there is sandalwood or musk or incense in there, one of the three. This is just gorgeous. I mean, wow. And the oud here isn't the animalic oud, or at least you do get a bit of it, but you don't get the strong animalic fecal scent. It's almost toned down and it's mixed very well with the fruits, so the oud supports the fruits and brings them out more, almost making them textural in the way they're projected, and also the fruits tone down the animalic, but it's just perfectly blended. This is gorgeous. It's just wow. This is all I can say. Is it worth the money? For that scent, I will say yes. I still do think it's way overpriced, but man, I want to smell like this, so I don't mind paying the money. And this, surprisingly, so when I've put this on, I've never been on dates with it, so I can't give feedback on that, but guys, when you hang out with them, everybody comments about this. You can wear it to work. I don't see anything wrong with it, but it's not very work suitable, I guess, but you can get away with it just because of how gorgeous it is. Nobody will mind it. You'll get asked a lot, what is this scent, or you get complimented, you smell really good. And this is just gorgeous. I have another 50 ml bottle that I bought on discount, but I don't foresee myself ever stopping using this. It's the same with the Dior Almond Tons. I have backup bottles from it just because I love these scents, and this you will not regret. If you have the money, buy it, regardless the 50 or 100, or you can even get a small sample, decanted sample, if you want to just get to experience it. It's gorgeous, and because of the price, bracket off it or price barrier. Not a lot of people get this, so you're fairly unique using the scent when you spray it on, and it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. My most expensive perfume, and I'm gonna say the one I'm most disappointed with, is Raja Parfum La Nuit 3. And this was a blind buy, and I bought it after watching a YouTube video done by Smelling Great Fragrances on the sexiest sort of scents out there. And to be fair to the guy, he does say, I believe his name is Sebastian, he does say that make sure to test scents before following his recommendations. I found out that a lot of his preferences and scents do not suit me. This is one of them that I'm kind of on the fence about. And it's more painful because this was about $1,700. That's a lot for a blind buy. I wanted to get a sample, but I couldn't get a sample. They were sold out off of the website. And yeah, I just got impatient and I wanted it. So I went and bought it. And I'll be honest, it's not my favorite, but it's growing on me. When I first bought it, I was like, God damn, I smell like a grandpa that's coming from an old money family. And still to a certain extent does, but, and I left it for a while. I've had this for almost 2 years now. And a week ago, I put it on, and we're in the fall now, and something about it changed. I'm not really sure if I'm getting old and closer to being a grandpa, or just it just my nose is getting accustomed to the notes in it. So this has way too much going into it in terms of ingredients. I mean, yeah, I like it, but there's this bit in the back of my mind, but I don't like this powdery sort of feel to it. It's kind of like an old man cologne. That's the biggest stick out to me. So this has quite a bit going on it. There's cumin. So I found out that I don't like cumin based scents. So that might be one of the reasons why I'm not fully into this. There's saffron, which I like. There's ambergris, which I like. There's bergamot, which I can't really pick up on, but there's a bit of leathery touches to this. There's olibanum and labdanum, I believe, and maybe styrex also. So all of these are resins that give sort of woody, sort of oud-like smells. I think this might have oud in it too, but overall it's okay. I wouldn't recommend buying it, to be honest. Just the scent isn't that special for my purposes. I mean, it is a good smelling perfume, but I think for my own preferences, I don't think I would buy this again. I might actually sell this bottle, but or maybe I just don't have the sophistication yet to pick on the notes. I know a lot of people love this. It's just for myself. I'm not really a big fan of it, but like I said again, a week ago I put it on and I was amazed by it. I got more of a licorice sort of fresh with spicy hints. So that's why, you know what? I'll wait on it and see more with time what goes on with this, but as you see right now, as I described it, I'm really conflicted by it. And maybe that's sort of the brilliance behind this perfume, is that it's just really confusing. One of the things on Smelling Great Fragrances Reviews channel that Sebastian mentions is that every time he puts it on, he smells something different. It keeps changing on you. And I would attest to that. That is so true off of this, because it's every time I smell it, it's a bit different. It definitely gives off this royal sort of, like I said, old man coming from old money vibe to it. But there is something about it. There's something about it bothers me, but also intrigues me. And so for $1,700, that's a lot of money. I'm not sure if it's worth $1,700, but then I think Raja uses a lot of sophisticated natural ingredients for his scents. I have other samples from his line and they are gorgeous. Amber Oud is one of my favorites. Creation E, if you're into boozy scents, which I'm not, but I do have an appreciation for every now and then, is quite good. This is good, but compared to, let's say, the Moon or even Dior Almond Tons, I'll choose those over this any day, and they are a fraction of the price. Well, not the Moon, but yeah, it's interesting. You can get a sample off of Raja and try it for yourself. It's one of those scents that's a bit tricky. Like I said, it changes on you, and yeah, this one though, I will say, I regret spending $1,700 on it. A bit. I should have just waited for the sample and made up my mind from there. I do find though, for my own personal preference, I've had fragrances done by Middle Eastern houses like Amouage, or by Italian houses like Tiziana, or by British houses like Raja, and then you have French houses like Frederic Malle. And I think what it comes down to is that my preference leans more toward French perfumers. For whatever reason, I feel they blend the ingredients in such a way that is to my liking. The British perfumers always have this powdery feel to their perfumes. The Italians just scream too much in one direction or the other. So I'm most likely, it's not that there's anything wrong with this, it's just I don't have this nose to appreciate British perfumery. And maybe that will change with time. I'm still early on within my journey, but like I said, this is interesting. I might be decanting this or selling it, or I might keep it. This is what's so confusing about this. I like it, but I also don't like it that much, but I'm also intrigued by it because of how it changes. So we'll see long run what I'll do with this and how my collection grows. But this was a blind buy and a pretty expensive one at that, and I don't foresee getting another one. But we'll see how that goes. My mind might change down the road, so stay tuned for another future review of this as I use more of it. With that said, this is what I have for you guys today. So that is my 2021 perfume collection, and hope you found this helpful and enjoyable and informative for your purposes if you're looking to get any of these perfumes. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.